Hi, hello. Welcome to Monotone Memories. I am Jay Malone. This is a quick little video. I wanted to make this video to talk about a few things, two things, one of which being the announcement of a new series, which we are going to get into in just a moment. But first, I wanted to do some subscription milestones, essentially. So I basically wanted to just put these milestones in place so that once we hit them, I will start doing whatever this milestone is. So for example, I have 4 here. At 25 subscriptions, we will immediately begin a 50-cent Bulletproof G-Unit Soldier run, which means we will play 50-cent Bulletproof, widely regarded as one of the worst PlayStation 2 games of all time. It's a game I have very fond memories of, weirdly enough, but I'm sure it's awful. We will play through the entire thing on the hardest difficulty. I'm sure I will get very angry if I'm already struggling with Scarface on a normal difficulty, so that will be hell for me, but it will be a lot of fun, I think. That's 25, so then at 100 subscriptions, subscribers? Subscribers. I'm new, guys. Subscribers. I'm going to do a Scarface speed run. I don't entirely know how this is going to happen, but I've wanted to do this from really the jump of recording myself playing Scarface, is to do some sort of speed run and get on speedrun.com the leaderboards for Scarface. Right now, the record is like 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'm not going to beat that. I don't commit to that. But I do commit to doing a run. I want to get on that board, even if it is a 5 and 6 hour run. That does mean a straight playthrough that would be very, very long. But that's at 100 subscribers. So I think we're way far away from that. I will broach that when we get to it. Next is 500 subscribers, and at that point, I will do a mastery of any PlayStation 2 game within retro achievements, which we will get into in just 1 second. If you don't know what retro achievements is, it is a community-focused effort to put achievements on a bunch of old games, and it is kind of given life to a lot of older games, and it's pretty awesome. And like I said, we're about to touch on that because the new feature does directly tie into retro achievements. But for this, we will be mastering any game, which means basically getting all the achievements. That could be, for example, I'm looking at retro achievements here, like 007 Everything or Nothing has 142 achievements. That would be insane, but that would be an option. I think once we get to that level, if that level comes, I would be able to do an actual poll, I think. So I would either take suggestions or I would just come up with a few games myself. But yeah, that's what we'll do at 500. And then at 1,000, which I don't think we're going to get here. I'm just going to be honest. But if that day ever got here, and I had 1,000 subscribers, it could be you. Keep that in mind. I will do a full live stream of my top 5 favorite game of all time, Def Jam Rap Star, for the Xbox 360. This machine back here, covered by the mic. I would do a full live stream of me, a very white man, rapping the entire set list for Def Jam Rap Star. It would be a consistent 2, maybe 3 hour stream, but I would do every single song live on the internet. There would be records of me singing Big Papa until the day I die, and even after I die, it would still be out there. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get there. And I'm not going to actively push these kind of milestones very often. I might put something in just like the description of my page but I don't really want to make this be a whole thing. I mostly just wanted to do a video so that I have it on record that I'm going to do these things and I want to hold myself accountable for doing these things. So let's move to the new feature, which will be, what the hell was I going to call it? Random Retro. Random Retro will be a series where I play a random PS2 game at first. It could eventually transition into other stuff. But right now I'm just focusing on PS2, and we are going to get said random game by, let me throw it over to the internet here. Ooh, that worked. By going to retroachievements.com, which you should go to if you are not actively using it. You definitely should. It has, like I said, achievements for all types of consoles. You can have stuff from the Virtual Boy all the way to the 64, the PS2, obviously, the PSP, etc., etc. But we have this full list here of every PlayStation 2 game with retro achievements, and we are going to figure out what game we're going to be playing next by hitting this surprise me button. This will obviously pick a random PS2 game from this whole list. The episode itself will be me playing said PS2 game. I'm not going to play through the entire game. I'm not even committing to like multiple episodes. I might do 2 episodes per game. It kind of just depends on the vibe of the game itself. You know, like there's some games that'll be shorter and I can just knock that out in 1 episode. I mostly want to give these games I want to shine light on them, even though their day in the light has definitely passed. So, for example, if I got 25 to Life, which is another game I have weird memories about, I guarantee you either don't know what 25 to Life is or you haven't thought about it in decades, and I want to bring it back to light for just a moment. And so I just want to give kind of a visual of what that game was. And on top of that, I will also collect and do some research in my own time for some facts about said game that I can read while we're playing, talk about something to just kind of give a perspective of what was going on at that time, how was the game received, you know, what was the overall, what was the vibe. You know, I think that that's going to be a really interesting way to kind of adjust our perspective so that we are seeing these games through the light, using the light a lot, but seeing these games through the light that you were seeing them through back then. So that is the plan. I'm very excited for that. This is the reason I wanted to announce it, was so that I can do a surprise me and get that game first here, because I do want to end every stream with the next game. So every stream will end with me picking whatever that next game is. I think that's a way to be honest about it being completely random, and again, hold myself accountable. Notice a trend here. So I've done a few surprise me's, just goofing around, and I got some interesting ones: Spy versus Spy, a Dragon Ball Z. One other note before I do, the only veto will be if it's something like Rock Band Track Back. I can't do that. That's just, that ain't happening. But anything else, even if it's like a Dragon Ball Z thing, which I have no knowledge of Dragon Ball Z or anything about Vegeta, I will still play it. So let's do it. Let's do this so that I can play some Scarface, which I'm going to do in just a moment. But first, our first game, episode 1, will be look, they say don't start with a showstopper, but folks, we're starting with a showstopper, baby. First game is going to be Toys for Bob's Madagascar 3D platforming game. Oh boy, what an episode. This is going to be a banger. Oh man, I'm so excited for this. I'm genuinely so excited for this. I hope this game is an ass. Gosh, now I just want to do I want to start doing the research. I want to dig into this and see what this game is like and what people thought, and like find like old forums. Anyways, that's going to be a part of the actual episode. We'll get there. Um, but wow, the visuals look great. Just couldn't look better. Anyways, that is what I wanted to make a video about today. I'll bring it back to just me. I'm gonna try and do that video, the random retro video, sometime in the next week or two. I'll try to do one every couple of weeks. But very excited for that. Look for episode 1, Madagascar, coming soon, and of course keep an eye out for more and more Scarface. And hopefully it stops crashing soon, but probably not. Anyways, I'm going to go play some Scarface and get mad. I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. If you did watch and you want to see more old video games you may have forgotten about, as well as some new games you might not yet have heard of, including old games like Madagascar, be sure to like, drop a subscribe. Anything would be appreciated. Either way, I just appreciate your time. Till next time, take care.